Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
You get tired eyes and
tired eyes. Hello, everybody.
This is
welcome to my tired eyes.
yeah. This week we're changing the name of the podcast to Jet Lag is Real.
Lou acts like we were up for 48 hours yesterday or something.
we got back.
That was the longest Saturday ever.
I landed a whole hour after I took off. How about you guys?
No, we landed in LA. We left Tokyo. When was our plane, Lou? 6:30?
6:25, yeah.
6:25. We landed in LAX about noon, and I'm like, we're still in Shibuya right now.
I'm
at the Disney store in Tokyo right now.
I'm at minus 6.5 hours.
Yep.
We didn't even get on our plane yet. When we landed in Vegas, we were just getting on our plane in Tokyo.
Yeah.
It was weird to live Saturday twice.
Yeah. Longest day ever.
Although I will tell you this much, flying out there seemed a lot longer than flying back. I understand it was like an hour, maybe 45 minutes of actual flight time difference just because of the tailwind and all that. But the trip seemed way shorter flying back.
But the trip there, I feel like I didn't pay as much of a toll. Like getting there and then getting rolling with stuff, I never felt super out of sync as far as my sleep schedule goes. Coming back, it's been 4 days and I'm still like, where am I? Who am I? What? What?
No, that's no joke. I agree with you. We got there late because our flight was late, and we had to turn around because of electrical issues. So we didn't get out till like 5 hours later than we were supposed to, heading out to Japan. But having landed, got to the hotel, checked in, sleep, everything, it was good to go. There was like zero jet lag whatsoever. But coming back, y'all can see my eyes. I'm just like, I've probably slept 10 hours since I woke up today. Woke up originally at like 4. Dude, I woke up and went back to sleep so many times today, and I'm still not caught up yet.
But those watching the video, you notice Lou's in a different environment right now because he is in the casita.
Yep, he's on the couch in the casita.
So we have 2 local remotes. So he's remote, but he's also local.
Yeah,
because he's.
My wife was like, "Why don't you guys just record together?" I'm like, 1, gay. 2, for editing purposes, we need separate audio tracks. And I don't have that splitter thing can do that.
With 2 mics or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not that advanced, or else we would have actually done a podcast from Japan.
Yeah, while we were there.
Yeah.
And it would have been amazing.
If Magic Cereal had sponsored us, we'd have that already.
Right. Dang.
Or Roosevelt, since y'all just rock Roosevelt shirts, Duke anyway, the whole time. I don't think he brought any other shirt.
No, I did not bring any other shirt but Roosevelt shirts the whole time.
You hear that, guys?
And I had just the right amount that I didn't have to do laundry twice. So I timed that shit right on.
Wait, is that because you bought shirts there and could wear them?
No.
Okay.
That was my shirts I bought are still in the baggies. So even the one Celebration Japan shirt I bought is still rolled up. But we're not talking about that this week.
No, we're going to save Celebration for next week, for May 4th. It'll be our Star Wars centric podcast. This is a little new and different for us. Yeah. We don't do a whole lot of Star Wars. Or
at
anything at all.
I mean, nobody's wearing anything Star Wars related.
Not at all. Yeah.
At all. It's kind of a nerd thing, but
we didn't go watch episode 3 today.
At all.
No. Nope. I mean, Lou didn't sleep through episode 3 today.
I did stay awake for that. Jack's wife did not.
Nope.
She was awake for like the last 5 minutes.
She saw the 20th Century Fox logo, and then she woke up to Vader's helmet getting put on.
Yeah, that is fact. I was sitting next door. I can confirm this.
Real quick, how full was the theater?
It was respectable.
It made a shit ton of money this weekend. It made like
did it really?
It was like number 3. Made like $20 million this weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were saying it was going to possibly push it into 4-digit territory as far as money overall. So
you hear that, Snow White? Just want another dig at you.
Speaking of that, I saw something on Reddit I'm part of like a data hoarders or people who like, when there's a website that's going to go down, like people are like, go save the website. So somebody posted some movie company in LA dumped a shit ton of film canisters I'm guessing with film in them, and was like, everyone go and get them. And then people are like, what are they? And then some people were like, maybe it's all the physical editions of Snow White, and they could just totally like derailed into just this super weird, like people just being funny, but like the jokes were pretty good. I was like, okay,
reuse the film.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what else can we put on here? Cellulite a one and done?
Toilet paper, but nah, if it ain't a bidet, I ain't having it.
I know, Like, so Jack, did you call and have them installed while you were on your way back?
No, my wife did order one though. After we got back from the movie.
Oh, that happened? You said you were looking. I didn't know you actually ordered.
No. She looked. She's like, "Where's my Lowe's card? I need the CVC number."
Hell yeah!
So yes, that is happening.
Yeah, one.
Wait, just one?
Yeah, just one so far.
Fuck your kids,
bro.
Fuck your kids.
Right? Well, I was just thinking a casita.
Yeah, priorities. Now that you can poop in it again.
I got no interest whatsoever. I'm neutral party here. I'm just saying.
No, the problem with that is...
you're neutral potty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a neutral potty.
He only uses gender neutral potties. No, the problem with that is they didn't put an electrical outlet in the casita one out here.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to rewire.
So, eventually, once you guys get upgraded to staying in the house, that one does have an electrical outlet. So, you can still get upgraded.
Once
you're allowed to stay in the actual house.
What's Duke up to? He's pooping again. It's like, really? Yeah, he cut that shit off just so he could do it again an hour later.
Yep. Sorry, Jack. Can't go with you guys. Have fun.
Although we finally, I don't know if you experienced it, but the airport finally had one with the dryers.
Oh, I did not.
That was nice.
I did not.
My balls have never been so warm.
Right. It was very lovely.
Yeah, it was rough. Well, I mean, we'll get to it, but so Japan, boys.
It finally happened. I mean, shit, we've been talking about it since this podcast was conceived. It seems like
it was like probably one of the first things.
First couple episodes, and we were talking about it.
I feel like it was one of the first things we talked about. Like after we got through all the like how we know each other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it wasn't 3 months later we bought tickets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, it's just crazy that it actually happened. That it led up to it. We were there, and now that we're back home already, still it's going to take like a week and a half to process it, probably.
Yeah.
We just saw so much. Just even like getting on the airplane to go out there, long ass trips. The flight was no joke.
Yeah, it was my longest trip I've ever taken before. Like that I'm aware of. Like, I mean, we might have done like camping and that type of stuff when I was a kid, but I had no concept of time back then. But as far as like, and I felt it, dude. After like day 8, I was fucking homesick as shit. I was like, man, I missed my bed. I missed my motherfucking shower. I'm like, why am I in this room? Why am I in this room with this black man? How did I get here? What did I do wrong? Are we in El Salvador? Is this a prison right now? What's happening? But no, it was like day 7 or 8. There was like a couple things where I was just like, but again, the longest trip I'd ever taken was 7 days. So I've never had to go longer than that without being back home and having my entire wardrobe to pick from, and not just the 7 shirts that I brought. Shit. But but as far as timelines go, I had some friends that went a few days before. So I left on the 9th, which was a Tuesday. And that was, right? The 9th was a Tuesday?
I think so, yeah.
Flew through Honolulu, which was awesome because, like, really, like, out of all the options between here and there, Honolulu to me is like the best option. Like, because I heard, like, I had some of the friends that I met, they went from here to Seattle to like South Korea, then to Japan, and it was like, like, what? Yeah. I was talking to him on the way back, and he was like, "Yeah, it was kind of upsetting to go from there to South Korea and then fly back over Japan to go to see." Like, he's like, "We were just there 2 hours ago." Like,
there's Shibuya down there. Hi.
Exactly.
Hey, donkey.
So yeah. And then you guys flew in like a week later,
that was
right?
The Wednesday after you left.
So
yeah, so we flew up from Vegas to San Francisco. Everything was going good. We were about an hour and a half into our flight, and Lou and I were trying to watch Penguin, right? But the monitors and the lights and everything kept cutting out. And then the pilot's like, sorry, y'all. We got some rats in the electrical outlet or some shit. So we got to go back. We had to circle to burn off fuel so we didn't blow up when we landed. So, and then the next plane left like 2-3 hours later. So we were late as fuck getting in. It messed up picking up our badges, trying not to train the first night like we wanted to.
But that still worked out fine.
It did. I mean, it was annoying. It didn't ruin anything, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we made a celebration on Friday, right? That was the point.
Right. Sir in 34G, please unplug your Kindle. You're screwing up the electrical for everybody. We need to turn around.
It really did work out, though. It was super inconvenient in the sense that we were supposed to land at just before 3 o'clock, so we could make a celebration, test the train system, do all this stuff. We didn't land until 8 o'clock. So it was when all was said and done, it was a 5-hour difference. But the point was to test the train system and to get our badges. But like Jack said, when all was said and done, we did all that Friday morning. We were there early enough Friday morning to get our badges, and it did not change anything about us entering the Celebration store, because that was the first goal, was to get into Celebration store and all that. None of that changed. We were still like the first 5 minutes when the store opened, we were in.
Boo!
At the end of the day,
yay, boo!
Yeah. I mean, so annoying, but it didn't change anything. It's,
we probably would have been in the exact same spot in
for sure.
The line at the store. Like, where we were at the store line, it wouldn't have made a difference if we had gotten all the badges the night before or not.
100% agree.
They might not have even had our pin set stuff ready yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
would have had to go back later to pick them up later. So it was fine.
One of the people that met us there, he didn't even pick up his stuff till Sunday. They like sent him an email on like Friday night, Saturday morning saying, "Oh, your stuff showed up. You
better be down here, bro." Nah.
Yeah. Well, because it never showed up. Like, it hadn't shown up yet. And so, there was I think there was a bunch of stuff from the store itself that didn't show, but we'll talk about that later.
That's next week's problem.
That's next week.
But that being said, your flight delays didn't
The
train eventually was able to be figured out. I think that come yesterday when we left, we were pretty damn good at the train. Once, we had a couple of hiccups, wrong train going back home at night once or twice. But it was it
wasn't even wrong train. It was getting off in the wrong stop.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
well, that's the thing that I realized. Like, I mean, living here, when you go to get on a train, it's like the same train at the same station all the time, right? Like, you go and you're at the station.
Yep.
Whatever train that shows up next, you get on because it's going to the exact same thing.
Yep.
That is not the fucking case in Japan at all. If you're like, if it says on Google Maps, wait 5 minutes, and a train pulls up, and you get on that train, you done fucked up.
Yep.
And you're about to find out, because all of a sudden you'll be like, wait, this name does not fuck, and then you have to get off the
express train that isn't stopping for 15 more stops because it's skipping all those stops. You're like, shit, I was supposed to get off on TR3, but now I'm getting off on like some blue line at JS5.
Oh my god, that is so funny. So on my way back to the airport yesterday, because we had some time to kill, so I went back downtown for a few hours. On the way back, I did get on an express train, and it was one of the first times I had done it. So when it didn't stop after 7 or 8 minutes, I'm like, did I fuck up? I had to look down.
All of a sudden, losing Osaka. Wait, what the fuck? How did I get?
Dude, I had no idea what was going on, but it said. But then the announcement kept saying it's only going to stop at stops 11 and 15 or 16, and I needed 16. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. But for 10 days, I've been stopping every 3 to 4 minutes, so it kind of threw me for a loop. So that is so true. Like you're on the blah 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 express. I'm like, okay, that explains why I'm not stopping. I can just stay still. I'm good.
The other part though is you got to make sure that you're on the like TR16 and not the KS16 or whatever. You know, like
this one was the KK16.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I was 1K short of being stuck there.
And on my way to the airport, I mean, you guys, I think, basically took the same way I did to the airport. I sat on that train for fucking 55 minutes, and I'm just like, is this right? I hope this is right. Like I took the normal train.
We didn't have to take a train to go to the airport. Because we were at the Disney hotel. There was a bus stop outside, and you can get an airport limo.
Oh, nice.
You pay the driver cash or your IC card. He picked us up, picked up our luggage. It was what, $1,300?
Yeah, under $10.
Little one was like $650.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, dude. It was super easy. Yeah, and we didn't have to get on there with all our fucking luggage and stuff, so that worked out super well.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good bonus that they don't have at U.S.-based Disney anymore. Right. Man, I missed that bus at Disney World.
Oh, I was about to ask you, anymore? That was a thing?
There used to be a bus that would pick you up at Disney World, and then it was a nice ride. The guy would load all your luggage. He'd pull everything off. They got rid of that, I don't know, half a dozen years ago. I did it once when we stayed on property for a celebration, and it was super nice because you just basically walk out, you look for like the Mickey Magical Express bus or whatever, and then you go, like, if you show them your ID and they say, oh, looks like you're going to Disneyland, you're staying at this hotel, get on bus 2. You get on bus 2 and they drive you right to the lobby. It's actually, it was very cool. Yeah. So that's cool that they have that in Tokyo for you guys. Like, because I know
I'll be the first to admit we're a little bit stressed and out. Like, how are we going to get all this? Do we need to get a taxi, the big ass taxi, and pay the $200 to go? So Jack was looking up stuff when at the end of the Tokyo Sea night and shopping night. I was back at the hotel and he was checking on his end. I went to guest services on our end. I'm like, hey, here's the situation. And the lady pulled out a little sheet, like a quarter sheet of paper of like, oh, Haneda? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, here's the schedule. You pay the driver $1,300, 2 bags per person, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, shit, we're good. And there was like 10, 12 different times you could take throughout the day. And it was like, okay, problem solved. We're good.
Yeah. No, and then in the morning, the homegirl just walked us right out there. She abandoned her post on the Disneyland Hotel and just walked us to the bus stop.
Dude, they do that. They straight abandon their posts in Japan. They'll be like, we want to make sure that you have the best experience between my desk and the curb.
Yep.
Yeah.
That happened multiple times where we would be in like a lobby or something and they'd be like, oh, you want the shuttle? Let's get you out to the shuttle. And they would like walk you out and wave and like you were like, damn, like what did I
both hands.
So I landed like a week before you guys did. So I had already done a bunch of shit and been sick and gotten better in the window of time before you guys even got there.
The whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. With multiple times saying I live here now because nothing in Japan is built for a person of my size. Yeah, I don't know how Jack being fucking 10 foot tall and like Lou and I being larger Americans, like, yeah, I don't know how I would. I would have a hard time, I think, living there. Like it would, because there's just enough of like a side, like building out difference that.
Bruh, you would walk so fucking much, you would lose half your weight in a year.
I would be disappeared, dude. I'd become the mechanic, fucking Christian Bale, and just be like.
I literally my belt buckle thing. I actually moved the notch by the end of my trip.
Yeah, mine was at the end. I couldn't I couldn't tighten it anymore, and it was falling down, which is weird. It is not.
I don't have a Dickie Do belly anymore. I look down, I'm like, oh hey buddy, it's been a minute.
Long time no see.
In Japan for 2 weeks, and we're all right. So I guess that's our weight loss.
Our diet program.
I just traveled to Japan for 2 weeks every 6 months, and we'll reset everything.
Eat all that healthy food and walk everywhere, like 6 miles a day, man.
Well, it was fish and rice. I'm good.
There was Well,
I'm not kidding. When I get back to Colorado, that might be a thing. I'm just like, well, I'm already used to walking 6 miles. Comic-Con's coming up. I may as well just keep walking it.
Nah.
Look, hey, it sounds good. Let me just throw that out there.
It's a goal. Right?
It's like, at the very least, I'm not gonna lie, I probably will do the simple shit, like the 1 mile walk to the movie theater, like on Tightwad Tuesday. As long as the weather's okay, I might just walk there and back. There's 2 miles right there. Because again, I don't have the I guess the watch thing to let me know how much steps and all that. But I'm fairly certain that last day was. I think Jack said he did almost 6 miles that day. I'm pretty sure I did the same thing they did, just walking around, hitting different magic shops and whatnot. And honestly, I can't say I felt it. It was like, all right, I'm just walking here, walking there.
The end of the night, I think, just with everything piled up, I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess my feet do hurt a little bit.
Oh, at the end of the night, for sure. But when it was happening during the day, it was like, okay, I need to walk here, need to walk to this station, need to walk here. It was like, okay, but you're right. End of the night, it was like, oh, yeah, I walked a lot today. I'm glad I doubled it. Like, I bought a 3-pack of cushions for my shoes before I left, and they got used.
At the end of the night, when we're sipping on our lime sour or our Yazoo sour,
yuzu.
Yuzu. There we go.
Yuzu fruit. Ugh.
Yeah. This is lemon. Nope, it's not lemon. It's grapefruit. No, it's lemon. No, it's grapefruit. We were having fucking rap battles at fucking 1 a.m.
Right. This lemon had a baby with the grapefruit, and that's what a yuzu fruit is. But I think we tried a different beer every night.
They do love their sours. And the white beer. The beer that was just named white.
It literally, it's a Kirin or whatever it was, white beer. It's like, all right, I don't mind a white woman on my lips. I can handle a white beer too. Let's do this. I think that was night number 1, actually.
Yeah, I bought that for you when I was waiting for you guys to show up, I think. You guys had left.
Was that the one you needed the ice for? No, that was the sour.
Yeah, that was the sour.
You bought it when I met you down the very first night.
Yeah, because he wasn't there yet. Because we had checked in, and he was like, no, I'm still like 45 minutes out. I'm like, cool, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Glad I'm here. Bye, good night.
Long day, traveling with kids. I'm going to bed. Got to get up early. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Because somebody made the plane late, and I couldn't do stuff in the morning.
But yeah. So I guess we'll just kind of like I'll talk about what I did before, and then you guys can talk about what you did after celebration. Because celebration is the whole reason we made the excuse to make this trip in the first place. Lou, I think, was already kind of talking about it, but this firmed up dates and firmed up a window for
forced the hand.
I was going to Japan no matter what, but I had no idea when and no real plan of how that was going to happen. Then once London in 23 said, hey, so next celebration in Japan, it was like locked in. I guess now I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah, and within a couple of weeks, we'd all decided that was the jam.
Yep.
So I guess like 2 years ago, really, right? We kind of started talking about it, but I mean, we didn't actually start like making plans and buying plane tickets.
Yeah, we waited until we got tickets and shit to the show.
Yeah, it wasn't real until that May 4th weekend when the tickets went on sale in 23.
Yeah. So my flight went through Honolulu. I had a couple hour layover. I landed in Tokyo at Haneda. We actually did both airports, which is pretty crazy. I think again, that's something that's different, right? Like, I mean, if we lived in like New York, if we lived in New York or we lived in a couple other the big cities, like we might know what it's like to have like multiple airports. But the fact that you guys flew into a completely different airport in the same city, and both of them were international airports, to me was pretty wild. So I flew into Haneda. You guys flew into Narita, right? And then I had my friend that I was going to stay with the first night pick me up, and we went and got food and went and like I was good. I'm like, let's go get some food. Let's go, do whatever. We went to his local bar and hung out that Lou got to experience at the end of the week, so we could talk about that when we get to that point of your conversation, of your part of the story. Sorry, Jack couldn't join us. I think Jack would have had a good time there too. Next time.
That was Hello Kitty Day, bro. I was done.
No, I know. And that's why I'm saying, like, you would have had fun, but there's no way in hell you would have, like, that was not in the cards. And turns out our definition of futon and what their definition in Japan of futon is completely different. They should just refer to it what it is, which is a dog bed. I walk in and my friend's apartment's probably 250 square feet, maybe 300. And I'm like, where's the futon? Because I'm expecting to see a futon, like a chair, a couch and stuff. And he's like, it's in the closet. I'm like, brah, you ain't fitting a futon in that closet. And he opens it up and he pulls out this plastic bag. And I'm like, the fuck is that? And he's like, that's a futon. I'm like, that's bullshit. That is not a futon. So he unrolls it and zips it all up and does all this stuff. And I'm like, Mug, that's a fucking dog bed. That is not a fucking futon.
I work at PetSmart, sir. I used to sell these fucking things.
But I will tell you, after you've been on a plane been up for almost 24 hours, doesn't really matter. I still slept fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, you get to a point where a dog bed acceptable. I'm okay with sleeping on a dog bed. It could
have been an actual dog bed. It would have been fine.
Exactly. It would have been the same. It was like a dog bed with a pillow, like, and it was a shit ass pillow at that. And he's like, sorry, I meant to get a better pillow, but I didn't have time.
I've been planning this trip for 2 years, fucker.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, I didn't have time to buy a pillow. I'm like, motherfucker, I told you about this shit when you moved over here.
Right? Bro, you've been here 6 months. You had 6 months to get me something I can sleep on and not treat me like your pet.
I wake up in the morning and he's like, good boy. And I'm like, no,
And then you just piss on the carpet.
Exactly. I had to mark my territory. He woke up to me throwing up and looking about. All right, sorry. That the entire podcast is my first night in Tokyo. Oh, it looks like we're out of time, guys.
Well, we touched on a lot of your stuff last time we did a for real one too. So
yeah. Oh yeah, because I was remote.
Yeah. And that's
so we we did that on Sunday, so I still had a few days.
Yeah, you still had 3 more days before we showed up. 4 more days.
What did we do? Okay.
Well, you slept. You said you slept for like a day and a half or some shit.
When you were sick, yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, I had like a few days where it was like a good day, bad day type of thing. So after the last podcast 2 weeks ago that we did, holy shit, it's only been, it feels like forever. Like it feels like us doing the podcast in the hotel room was like a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think at that point I had slept like 36 hours. I don't think I'd eaten anything in 36 hours. Like my body, like 50,000 steps and 16 plus flights of stairs. My body was just like, oh, you done fucked around. You fucked up, and now you're going to find out is really what it came down to. Because that shit was shut down. I barely held it together for the podcast, to be honest. Like after the podcast, I'm like, bro, I'm so tired. Like that was exhausting to talk on a camera for an hour and a half. But then we wrapped. So then we had one more night in Kobe. So we stayed in that hotel.
I was going to say not there though, because you had to check out. Remember?
Yeah, that's why you had to sign off because you were checking out.
Yeah, we moved on to Osaka. We stayed in this it was a very interesting place. So it was like this. It was a building for people with disabilities, where it was an old building. It'd been there for a long time, but a guy had bought it, and then him and his wife's significant other, something I couldn't read the story, but there were two of them that were both in wheelchairs, and so they had completely reconditioned the entire building to be accessible, right? Which was pretty cool, because there's a lot of places in Japan that aren't, just because of the way that they're built.
Steps.
Yeah, a lot of steps, and I mean a lot of doorways that are narrow, a lot of like buildings that are small. Putting a wheelchair and having it actually be able to even turn around like 360 degrees, not going to happen. But this guy had he had money, so he had redone the entire building. It was very cool, and then was open. It was like almost like a community center, and they had built like a room with a bathroom in the back that you could rent the room and the bathroom. So it wasn't like a hotel necessarily. It was basically just a place to sleep and leave your clothes, which, again, like we're out and about, so it's fine, you know. And the money that you're paying is going towards helping support them to develop the building and develop programming and stuff like that. We met some guy who had like an automated wheelchair, and he had built all of his chair did like a bunch of shit because he had built stuff into the chair himself. Like even though he was disabled, he was like, again, he was fine in his head. Like his head, he could hold a conversation and everything, but he was just physically was not able-bodied. And so, but he had made his wheelchair, like he had built stuff and installed it on his wheelchair to help him do things like communicate and that type of stuff using like NFC and that type of, like he could pull up to the computer and the computer would log him in type of thing because it knew it was him.
That's cool.
Which I thought, and he had done all of this on his own. Like, I mean, again, he'd had help, but again, his brain, he was like, no, I still can do all, like, I know what I want to do. Right. And, and so it was really cool. It was kind of one of those things where it's not an experience you would have gotten just in a normal, like going and staying at a hotel. Right. And so, yeah. So then that night we had our second or third, do you have a reservation? Which, again, because you can never, like, in Japanese culture, you're never wrong. You know, they're never going to get upset with you. We went to this place, restaurant's completely fucking empty. We walk in, and they're like, do you have a reservation? And we're like, no. Like, but, like, there's two of us, like, and then the guy's like, looks at the tablet, and he's like, hold on. And he goes and gets the manager, and the manager comes out and he's like, do you have a reservation? We're like, no. And then he's like looking around the room and he's like, can you make a reservation? And we're like, dude, it's fine. Like this was them telling us that they weren't going to seat us, basically. Like but they won't go and just say, hey, no, sorry. Like they're like, well, we don't really have room because we have other reservations, right? Because there was a whole thing, right? It was the teppanyaki place, so it had the grills in the middle, and the chef would come out and do that. So I think they didn't want to have a chef come out and do all the fucking bullshit for just the two of us, right? Like, and we were like, no, it's fine. Like, we're cool. Like, all right. But they'll never just tell you, like, no, we don't. We won't. Basically, we're not going to serve you, right? Like, but they do all of this, like, theater. This happened a couple times while we were in Japan, where they would do all of this theater to like make it seem like, man, we have done everything we can to get you seated, and you know, you just go, okay, So that happened a couple times, but that was the first time where it was like pouring rain, and you're like, motherfucker, I just want to drink at a fucking hamburger steak. How hard is that? Like, but I mean, that did push us into going to a teppanyaki or a izakaya, which ended up being awesome because it was one of those like 9 seats in the back alley, like halfway down an alley. You would never see it from the street. Mm-hmm. Like you had to like know it was there to go there. The guy was super cool. I was sick as shit, but they had the best French fries. Fucking A, dude. Japan has the best fucking French fries. I don't even know what it is
out there, dude.
But dude, and they were just regular French fries. They weren't crinkle cut. They weren't like julienne. They were just French fries. But
you didn't eat for 36 hours either, so that could have been shit, and you were just fucking hungry. Because that was us in San Francisco. No. Yeah, when did we eat, Lou? And we had that. Oh, yeah, it was when our plane got delayed, right? So we're fucking hungry. And they gave us airport credits or whatever. We're sitting there. They brought out the ketchup for our fries that hadn't come yet. I'm like, that ketchup smells good as fuck.
All of y'all smelling that ketchup like it was the best thing in the world. Like they literally, I'm not smelling it, but they are all 4 of them, and they're just like, oh, I can smell the ketchup. I'm like, I can smell the ketchup.
Jack's like, all right, I'm giving it 5 more minutes, and my little one's only going to have 1 arm for the rest of her life. Right? Because I'm going to be eating that shit with some ketchup. I'm just pouring ketchup on that motherfucker and going to gnaw it raw. I don't care.
Man, I actually forgot we went to that place, actually.
Jack is making lines of ketchup on the table and just snorting it. Just like, oh, God, put it in my veins. Rubbing ketchup on his gums. Yeah. But yeah, so and then the following day we went up to Nara, which the thing that Nara is known for is they have a giant temple, and then around the temple they have a bunch of parks that are all kind of one big park, but they're all kind of broken up because of the streets and stuff. So it looks like a bunch of parks, but it's one giant park. And they have a ton of like mildly domesticated deer. So it's a deer park basically when you get there. And so we did that the following day, and that was that was pretty cool. Like walking up and there's just like a fucking little half a dozen deer just like laying on the ground, just hanging out, you know.
Did they bow to you?
No, but there were signs all over being like, motherfucker, these guys are these young guys, the boys are all growing their horns and getting ready for mating season. So there was like yellow and red signs everywhere saying like, don't fuck with these guys. Like they will fucking wreck you. Like just if you see them and they're aggressive, just move away. Like just don't. And because people are dumb, man. People are fucking dumb. Like especially when it comes to wild animals. Like they walk up thinking it's going to be a dog or something, and like, no, bitch, this is a deer. Like he will fucking wreck your world. Like if he wanted to,
kick
like
you.
Right. Well, and then they were showing pictures, and some of these deer, like in mating season, have giant antlers. And I'm just like, man, I would hate to be like, and then there was like articles in the paper of people who had gotten like trampled and had gotten like gored and shit because they just fucked around and found out. They would be like fucking around and being like, here's a fucking ice cream cone that I'm not going to eat. And they're like, bam. And then your fucking hand is bleeding. And you're like, what the fuck? But it's a fucking deer. These aren't like, this isn't the zoo, right? People, I don't know.
Cafe.
Yeah. People just don't. I don't know, dude. It was wild to just see how some of these people acted around. There was
Were they white?
They were all color. Everybody, like nobody,
right.
like Travis and I were just walking around. Like, how are people treating them like this? Like, I don't know. Like, there were a few people who were respectful, but a lot of them, and I'm like, also like where we're at. Like, have some fucking respect. Like, you're on sacred ground for somebody, right? Like, there's somebody's religion who has like. You're on their property right now. Like, have some respect. It was, yeah. But it was super cool to see them. At one point, somebody rang a dinner bell, and they all started running, which was really cool.
I don't know. Pavlov had deer.
We were like, I didn't hear shit. So it must have been it was either the time of day or it was like they did a dog whistle or something like that. because then all of a sudden we saw a bunch of them running through a parking lot that was a couple blocks away from where we were. And then all of them that were around us like started standing up like, what's going on? Oh shit, it's about time. And all of them started moving. So then of course what happens? All the idiots start going into the herd. And I'm like, no, just fucking stand. Like, you fucking idiots. Like, by the way, if your kid gets knocked over, they ain't going to be like, oh, sorry, let me walk around them. Nah, they're just going to be like, blah, 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 like morons. So
that log is a child.
Yeah, no shit. It'd be like Jurassic Park and you're hiding behind the log as everything. But that was an exhausting day because that was really the first day that I had done anything since being sick. So then the following day, I was like, it was a quiet day. We did laundry, got up in the afternoon and it was a text message of, okay, I started laundry. Okay, I'm getting ready. Okay, laundry's done. Okay, I'm getting ready. I put I have one pant leg on. I'm almost there. And then what did we do that afternoon?
Was that onsen day?
No, that was a couple days later. Oh, that was the day we went around. So that day we went around the biggest lake in Japan. So there's a lake in Japan. It's Lake Biwa, but it is the biggest non-oceanic lake in Japan. And we originally were going to go to a observation deck that you could go up to and then see the entire lake. But it was closed because a bunch of stuff was closed around there because I think there's a couple big Japanese holidays coming up, like Golden Week and something else. And so a lot of them are closed like the week or a couple of weeks before to do all the rehab for that because basically the entire country shuts down. Like kids are out of school, nobody goes to work.
Yeah.
So the observation deck was closed. So we just ended up taking the train all the way around the lake, which was pretty cool. We stopped at a random port city somewhere. I don't know the name of it. Went into a big temple, went into like this, like there were these giant buildings. I mean, this is just like how Japan is. Like you walk up and there's these giant office buildings and there'll be this little like mobile home-ish type building. And it'll be something where they just didn't sell to the developers, and they had a restaurant that was open and they'd been there for 50 years, you know? So we went and had lunch there and walked out to the actual port, which was windy and cold and rainy, which I was like, why are we doing? You know how many times you know how many times I heard, hey, it's just a couple blocks down the road here, and then 45 minutes later going like, brah, come on. Like, stop lying to me. Well, Google Maps said it was only a couple blocks. I'm like, uh-huh. So then there was that. After that, we made our way. I think then at that point, yeah, it was like Wednesday, and so we went to Hanake after that, and that was where the onsens were, and that was an experience. If you've never been to an onsen before, it's definitely I mean, I would say everybody should try it once just to say that they've done it. We rented a private onsen to start with because I eased my way into like that experience. And then we did the hotel onsen. Just an FYI, if you're used to showering in your room, if you're in a town with a bunch of onsens, there are no showers in your bathroom because you're expected to shower after. You're expected to shower afterwards. Because I walk in and I'm like, buddy, where's the shower? And he's like, no, that's at the onsen. And I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? Because I was like, I'm like, no, like I get up in the morning and I shower. I get like that's my jam. Like I don't get up and go downstairs and get naked with a bunch of dudes and then shower. Like that changes. No,
this isn't college anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. Like I haven't done that in 20 years. Like, come on. I will say the onsen though, like when you get into the water and you're just chilling, and it's in a way it's like so basically an onsen is just hot springs that you're naked. And I will say, like, when you first walk out there, it's a little, there's like a layer of like awkwardness, but then when you realize, oh, like nobody gives a shit, everybody's just here to get in the hot water and hang out, literally. But where's your hey, come on.
I wasn't ready for it.
You go, oh, okay, like it's actually it's kind of a cool experience, like where you're just sitting there and you're just like, you're looking up at the trees or the sky, or you have your eyes
the other
closed
dude's
and
balls.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a full moon already. But no, I mean, but again, you like don't
3 p.m.
Yeah. But you just like, it's like that once you kind of get past your own awkwardness, like it's like whatever. Like
How do you say I'm a grower, not a shower in Japanese?
For real.
Hang on, let me look that up.
It's cold in here.
I just got out of the cold tub.
And have y'all seen Seinfeld? There's this one episode.
So, I mean, the water got up to like 145 degrees, which was fucking hot as shit. But then they have like a cold plunge pool, which after you've been in 145 degree water, like going, because you're supposed to, like, it's a thing, right? Like you do it to like
process.
Yeah.
Right.
So I put my feet in, and I was like, okay, the cold fucking sucks. This is the worst. And Travis was like, well, you got to sit down. And so like I was in like an area where it was like 3 inches of water, which was just enough for the balls to like hit the. So I sat down and like my balls just like, I dipped my balls in it, and it was like, no. This is
check my balls for testicle cancer. Hold on.
Exactly. Oh, I'm like, hang on, let me just. Yeah, they were not happy, and I lasted about 30 seconds, and I'm like, I'm shot out of there like a rocket.
Grower, not a shower. Stop.
Literally. Please, for the love, just believe me. Just say validate me. But I was kind of interested because we did all 3 levels. So there's like basically jacuzzi tubs that you can rent at a lot of the hotels that are private, that are, just basically a small hot tub. And then most of the hotels in the city have their own onsen that are just for hotel guests. And so it's usually smaller. It's almost kind of like a bigger hot tub with kind of nice, it's a nicer sauna type environment. And then there are public ones, and the public one we went to was actually built out of like this side of a hill. So there was a lot of rocks. You could actually walk up to, like, they built like a couple smaller pools up above in the rocks, which was pretty cool. All like it's segregated, so the women go off to the right or the left or whatever, and the men go the opposite. So you're not like,
I'm trans as fuck then.
Well, I guess there's a few of them that are still segregated, or not, that are unsegregated, and they encourage the women to wear like small swimsuits or bikinis at those, but that's still completely optional for them.
But not the men?
Not the men. Nope. For men, it's, men, it's like there's no, and also like tattoos are also like a big deal. Like they don't like tattoos, and so when we walked in, they said, do you either of you have tattoos? And we're like, no. And they're like, okay, good, because they don't
butthole.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll see it when I get out.
If a bunch of people show up and they have tattoos, I guess they won't. There's a possibility they won't let them in, or all of them.
Yeah, when I was reading ahead of time on some of that stuff, they'll have like 2-inch by 2-inch patches. So if you have a small tattoo, you can cover it up with that. Because I was looking at mine, because I basically have a couple of 1.5-inch by 1.5-inch tattoos on my arms, and I was like, well, if I did do it, I'd have to find one of the ones that allow the patching.
Yeah. Or I mean, again, if you're by yourself, you're not with. I think it's a bunch where they just didn't want. Again, it's like when you go into like in LA, there's a bunch of places where you can't wear blue or you can't wear red, right? Like that type of thing. Like they just don't want a bunch of people with, certain types of tattoos to show up at the same time, because that could be intimidating to everybody else, type of thing,
So my Darth Vader back piece just doesn't fly then.
I mean, it would if it would as long as you're not with Lou, because then you both got Star Wars. You're a gang at that point. And then we went down and picked up the badges that afternoon on that day, or picked up the badges that I could pick up. Yeah, it was, ran into some 501st guys on the bus and was like, good, glad to see that even internationally you're still a bunch of D-bags. But yeah, then we picked up the badges, and then the stuff that happened next week, or stuff we'll talk about next week, all happened. And then Monday, you guys, Lou had left Sunday night to go to Osaka, and then you guys had went to Hello Kitty World.
Sanrio Poro Land.
And then I just hung out, and then went and met up with Travis in the afternoon. We did some stuff that won't be talked about on the pod. And then we met up with Lou and took Lou to a Chinese restaurant that we had found. Because again, the places we'd gone to, that was the thing. Either we got reservation, or the times on Google Maps were always wrong. I think only once or twice did we find a place that we went to that was actually open when Google Maps said it was open. It was like our first, like middle of the day, we were in Hanako, and we're like, this place looks really good. It has like pork ramen, blah, blah, blah. It's like 4.7 stars in the town. So we walk all the way up there, which is like, it was probably 3/4 of a mile up the main road. We walk up there, middle of the day, closed, windows are dark, shades are drawn, and we're like, really? Like, the fuck? Like, come on. That happens so many times to places that we try to go to, because they don't update their hours on their website. They don't update the hours on Google Maps. It's just, and then we met up with Lou. Lou met up with us. We ate Chinese food and went back to Travis's bar and hung out. So Lou got to have that experience, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, they were quite polite and picked the spot where it was like after my bullet train, I had one train stop to make, and I was not even 5 minutes around the corner from them. They picked a spot that was nearby.
So, yep. I said, nope, let's meet somewhere. Let's get somewhere where Lou doesn't have to take 3 trains and walk for 45 minutes. And so, thankfully, where we were in Tokyo, that was pretty easily done. So, the following day, you guys, I think, had left to go to Ueno and and then the intersection, right? You guys went to the busy intersection.
Yeah, we did Ueno, and
that was Wednesday, I think, right?
What did you guys do on Tuesday then? Was it just
Ueno Park and the Tokyo Museum?
That was a one-day thing, dude, and we still could have spent another day and a half there, honestly.
Yeah.
That shit was cray.
And then packed up my bag. I didn't go with you guys to Ueno because I'd already been there, but hung out at the hotel, packed up my bags, went and took the hour-long train ride, which was fine. Again, it was one train. Like, I took the one train that we always had to take from the hotel to like that main station, Narita
Nishi Funabashi.
Nishi Funabashi. And then hopped on
Jack's next cat's name.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then hopped on one train that took me from that spot all the way to the airport. It changed names like 3 times, but it was just like, stay on the train. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm not moving. Then I had like a 5-hour layover in my flight left at 8:30. I had a 5-hour layover in Honolulu. We had a cargo bay door thing that delayed us for an hour and a half. So I didn't even get back into Portland until 11:30. But it was the same day, which was really weird that it was only 3 hours after.
Right.
Like, I left at 8:30, landed at 11:30 on Tuesday, and I'm like, I don't like this at all.
How was your customs experience coming into Honolulu?
I had global, so it was cake.
Oh,
like, okay. The problem is that I felt like we were in like I felt like it was like a haunted house. Like, we were in some part of the airport that hadn't been opened in like 30 years. Like, we were at like the end. Like, there weren't even gates. Like, we got off the plane and had to walk. Like, it was probably 20 minutes through like where all the doors had been shut and locked. None of the there was like places where there were gate signs at some point, but they'd all been like stripped, like the stickers had been stripped off of them. And the only thing we were going off of were these arrows that were taped to like various walls and stuff saying customs and then an arrow. And I was like, where in the fuck are we? Like, it was like the part of the airport. Out. Right.
You're
it was
flying
like
home from Tokyo. I want to play a game.
but it was no, seriously, like we were walking and there were the carpet was old and it was still all dark, like 70s brown paint everywhere. Like it was some part of the airport that like hadn't been renovated at all, like since the airport was set up, it felt like. But as far as like the actual rest of the customs thing it's like the biggest thing that pissed me off about customs is all the idiots who were like, oh, I signed up for global, and then they're like, did you scan? For global, you basically you walk up to this machine and it scans your face and basically says you're good to go. You go to like up to a girl or a guy or a window, you give them your passport, they scan your passport, do you have anything to declare? No, and then you're on your way. Like there's no interview, there's no nothing. It is cake. Strongly suggest for anybody who has the ability to do that through a credit card or whatever to just sign up for it, because Global also gets you TSA pre, which means you're not waiting in the line with all the pores every time you go to the airport in the US. You don't have to you don't have to take your shoes off. Like you don't got to take your fucking laptop out of your bag every time. So like the 4 people in front of me were like, I signed up. And they're like, did you do the interview? And they're like, no, what interview? And I'm just like, motherfucker, like read the fucking emails that they send you. Like, come on. Like that's one thing I don't understand is I feel like every time I go to the airport, I'm literally the only one that's ever been to an airport before because nobody else seems to know anything. You walk up, they tell you they make fucking announcements. Please bring your passport and boarding pass up to the window when you get on the plane. And people be like, walk up with their boarding pass and they're like, sir, where's your passport? Oh, hang on. I got to get it. It's in the bottom of my bag. And you're like, fucking God damn it. Just listen to what they're fucking telling you. Like, it's so
lucky I can't bring a knife to security.
Well, it's just so infuriating because they're fucking telling you what they want. Like, I just don't like.
Yeah, we were looking for it. I can tell you right now, when we were coming back, we're like, because at one point they just wanted our boarding pass. At one point they just wanted our passport. So when we were coming back, we were listening to see what they wanted, and we heard the announcement that said they want passport and boarding pass. So we turned around and told whoever else, "Hey guys, they want both this time," and we were good to go.
Yeah, but just like I don't like.
Not hard.
Yeah, just
better tourists than everybody else.
Just have both of them out. And when you walk up, they'll tell you what they want, even if you're not listening before. But so many people would be like, oh, hang on, let me unlock my phone. And I'm like, motherfucker, have you never flown on a plane before? Come on. Fuck.
Look, for Celebration, a lot of these people did not.
That is true. I believe, we'll get to it next week, Jack, but I believe you said 70% first timers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, well, yeah, and that was if that was my first time going to a celebration. Sorry. So next week we'll talk about that. We'll have our bullet point list of complaints that we're gonna.
That's your tease for next week, people.
Yeah. So then that was my trip. I landed 11:30 on Tuesday night, and I'm still suffering with the jet lag. Back to work on Wednesday, and yeah. So okay, so then.
Any particular thing, Celebration notwithstanding, any particular thing stand out for you? And I'm going to guess it's going to be the onsen because you bought a damn robe.
I did buy a damn robe. No, the robe was super comfortable. I will wear that on a podcast. It would be, it's, so.
I know it stood out for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Express an oil. Would you like to express oil?
Express oil.
Allegedly.
What do you mean, Duke? I'm not following.
Neither did I. Neither did I. That was the problem. I'm like,
So
no,
the
I
onsen
think
was the highlight here.
no. I mean,
No, the
I mean
road.
there was a few things like the food was all. I mean, there wasn't any bad food. I never had even the food that was like mediocre, like where it was just like ramen, where maybe they could have done some. But yeah, even like the ramen where you're like, I probably would have done some more to this. I didn't hate it, right? Like there's times when I eat food here that I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. Like like, do you even know what you're doing? But there, I did not have one meal where I was like, nah, I'm good. Like,
well, when half your meals are from Lawson, that makes it easy.
they do have 5 types of chicken nuggets.
And we tried them all.
We did try them all. Also, all the prices of everything, amazing. Like just like price of the food, the price.
We checked our bags, right? Because we had to check out at Disney at 11, right? So we're like, well, fuck it. We'll just go to the airport. We'll check our bag. We'll put them in a locker or something, right? They didn't have lockers for, what do we have, like 7, 8, 9
9
bags? Shit. So they have like kiosks. So the one dude was full. He sent us somewhere else. And we're like, fuck it. It doesn't even matter what it costs, right? Because we want to go do shit. So Lou's up there handling. He's like, dude, that was like $50.
Yeah, it was 700 yen per bag for like 9 bags. So basically $5 a bag, and it was like done.
Yeah,
easy. Yeah. It was more expensive because after we were done with that and we were roaming around, we did see some lockers. The lockers were just about 600 yen, or whatever it was for one, and it was like, wait. It's $5 a bag. When he said, I was expecting, I don't know, 1,500 yen or something, $10 or whatever. He said 700 yen per bag. I'm like, we got 9.
Here's 50,000 yen.
It was so easy.
What else did I like about Japan? The fact that there's no tipping, I think, is amazing. Like the receipt shows up and that's what you fucking pay. There's no like you trying to figure out how good the person did or anything like that.
I will tell you that did make me uncomfortable a couple of times at our first hotel when we were looking into luggage forwarding to send our shit to Disney.
Yeah.
The way their forms were, she had to fill out one for each of our bags originally. I'm like, we need to give her like $20 or something, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then homeboy that drove our bus from Disney to the airport, he loaded the bus, he unloaded. I'm like, do we have a 5 to give him? This is weird.
Yeah, it was.
I'm just going to accidentally drop it.
After all that, we land. We're chilling in LA for 3 hours for our delay. And I go to Carl's Jr. and there's the automatic, how much you want to tip me for. I was like, get the hell out of here with that.
Yep. When I was in Honolulu, I went to a restaurant because I had a 5-hour layover. I'm like, well, I should get a meal, right? The food on the airplane wasn't bad. I will say that, but it also wasn't a lot. Right. Like it was small, like very small portions.
Yeah.
And so I went and I got like steak frites, the steak and fries, and I got a drink. At the end of that, it was $50, and then the receipt comes, and it's like, oh, how much would you like to tip? And I like look at the people next to me, and I'm like, motherfucker. And they're like, what? And I go, I haven't paid a tip in over 2 weeks. Where they wouldn't even take a tip. Like they would push it back at me. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm in a fucking airport and I just spent more money. $50 would have paid for like 2 days worth of food in Japan.
Everything at Lawson's.
Dude, more than 2 days.
Like I could have I could have been like, house is on me, and it would have been $50, like I think I don't think we spent $50 on that night we went to 7-Eleven and had the 3 fucking giant bags of food that we took back to the hotel.
I mean, it was one of those things where like we talked about earlier when Duke showed up, we checked into the hotel that first night, and then Duke met me an hour later. We went to Lawson, right there connected to the hotel, and there was a guy in front of us who tried to tip the cashier. I guess he helped him. We weren't paying attention, but he helped the guy with something, and the guy tried to give him a small tip, and the guy was just backing, was like, no. He was the whole thing, no. And it was like, wow, that's so legit, because you see videos of that stuff, and And this person was like not having it. So
he was like back against the wall. Like
he backed up.
He was robbing him.
away from the counter.
He was
literally backed away from the counter to get away from this guy.
You think he feels sorry for his mom or something?
He was reverse robbing him. I'm trying to put money in your register. No, get out of here.
Right? It was like, and again, that was my first experience because it was airport. You take the shuttle to the hotel. I went and unpacked a few things. Duke told me he was there. We went downstairs. My first actual real interaction at the convenience store. And dude, right there, we go buy our stuff. We're in line, and damn, that happens again. And their cashier is like, no.
It's wild how every single 7-Eleven / 7-Eleven of adjacent store, which is Family Mart and Lawson. Family Mart, Lawson, and 7-Eleven, I think, are the big three. Convenient. All of them.
F Family Mart though.
Lawson's, what's up? Wait.
No, that's how they do like 7. I learned that. You have 7?
That's a good point.
Fuck Family Mart though.
They would do 5 and put 6, 7. They would do it this way.
But the fact that all of them, like, you would walk into just a random one in the middle of nowhere and they would have a giant hot case full of fucking chicken and like skewers, and
they had hot drinks. My wife ended up getting like a hot chai every night before bed when she figured that out.
Yeah.
That was different to see the hot plate of hot drinks.
I will say the Himeji Castle was pretty stunning. Like, they had done a very good job.
That's and the fact they hadn't rebuilt
it's the one castle that had not been completely rebuilt in Japan. And it's been around since like the 1500s. So they did a very good job of setting all that up. That was a lot. That was like 25,000 steps that day. It was a lot. But also being there when the cherry blossoms were in bloom, I got some fucking amazing pictures of the property with the trees all yellow pinked out. Yeah, pinked out. So I mean, I'm very happy I did the trip overall. There were highlights. Even like Hiroshima was pretty. I shared that with you guys at the podcast a couple weeks ago. But even Hiroshima was pretty moving. Like, there was. There was a lot of memorable stuff that happened. So I'm glad that I did it.
Hell yeah, man. Hiroshima was the bomb.
Okay. You already used that in the text chat, Lou.
Not here, though.
He's sending out worldwide.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too soon, Lou. Too soon.
You had a very explosive time. It was awesome. We're going to get shadow banned.
Like, we had a fallout from those jokes, Lou.
Like we're not already shadow banned, Lou. Come on.
Oh,
like you haven't already gotten a shadow ban somehow.
Oh man, you're the one with this cock out in front of a bunch of other strangers.
That sounds like jealousy to me.
That's beside the point.
This is Lou right now, green as fuck.
Yep. Lou, like, I want to do that, and I want to be able to do that and not get arrested for indecent exposure.
It was one
time. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think the experience was pretty amazing. Even getting sick in the middle of it and stuff like that, and being able to kind of power through. Yeah, I mean, the Star Wars stuff, to be honest, was not. I mean, it's not. It's on the list, but it's not. I don't even know if it's in my top 5. Like, to be honest with you, as far as like stuff that happened while we were there. So, yeah. All right. So then you guys showed up Thursday. We did Disney. I ended up going my way. You guys were there for like another week. So what happened after? Well, from your perspective, your trip.
So Monday, the girls and I got up. We took it was like a 2-hour train ride or something. 1 or 2 switches. I don't. This was after
celebration.
Yes. This is Monday after celebration. Who had already left on his creepy night bus and to go to Osaka. So we took a 2-hour trip down to Surreal Land, which is a Hello Kitty theme park. It was in this big shopping mall. There's a hospital there. And if your children are born there, they'll give you a Hello Kitty themed birth certificate. FYI.
Real quick, because I'm looking at the receipt right now, is this motherfucker went up in the fucking Skytree. What's up?
Yeah, it was 80 feet away from the window.
Shut up. I was still up there. God damn it. That's all that matters.
The elevator. He's like, cool, I'm going back down.
Yeah. The last second to last night, so Sunday night, we went to the Skytree, which is like the tallest thing in Japan or in Tokyo. And so you go up that elevator.
Well, since I left.
Yeah, since you left. Yeah. And again, that's only when you're growing.
Right.
Just got to jump in real quick, but 350 feet is the one elevator. Then you take a second elevator to go up to 450 feet. That was definitely an experience. There was a.
Tell me it was a glass elevator.
No.
Outside.
Well, so here's the funny part. So the first elevator, they're like, you're fine because it's all enclosed. They have like video monitors that are showing things like what it looks like outside and stuff, but it's all. So you get up to the first 350-foot platform and they're like, okay, let's go to the 450, which you actually had to pay more for. Like there was 2 layers. Like you could pay to just go up to the 350, but then you had to pay like a combo price to go up
all the way.
So I'm at the front of the elevator by the doors as we're going up to the 450, and all of a sudden, like we hit this window where I am just fucking like looking down, and I'm like, "You motherfuckers!" And of course, my group was like, "Oh, sorry, we forgot that part of the elevator was glass," and I'm just like, "I fucking hate all of you so much right now." I didn't even know. I've never been here. I don't care. I still fucking hate you. Little kids were crying because I was just like, fuck off. Like, but it was pretty like, so the weirdest part about that is you get to the 450 level. There's an anime that's super popular right now called Detective Conan, which I believe is it's a detective who gets put in like a little boy's body. And then he has to try to figure out how to reverse the spell, which he can't do, and so he ends up just being, and it's weird.
So it's Quantum Leap.
Yeah, basically. And so you get to the 450 level, and there's guys walking around with signs saying no pictures, no video, stuff like that. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? They have all these TVs that are on, like they're at the top of the floor, and they all start showing like this exclusive footage or something of maybe the next season or whatever of this Detective Conan. And I'm like, that is so surreal that you're like 450 meters in the air and like they're doing like some sort of weird promotional thing with this anime where like they're like, don't look outside, watch the videos. Like it was just, they had like standees set up that you could get pictures with and stuff. It was just very weird because like like here you wouldn't go up in the Empire State Building and expect to see like an alien Earth, marketing thing, right? Like you're going to go up there and look at the skyline. So to go there, and yeah. So sorry, I just saw the ticket, so I forgot to share that when Lou was asking what my favorite part was. Not my favorite part, but it was still a pretty cool. It was still, it was still pretty cool to like, even from 80 feet in the elevator, peeking out through the doors. It was still pretty cool to be able to see like all of Tokyo. Like that was kind of a trip. So yeah. So Jack, you went to Surreal Land.
Yes. So it's a Hello Kitty theme park. I think they were trying to compete with Disney at one point when they opened it. There's only like 3 rides, I think. The best way to describe it is probably one of those casinos in Prim where they Buffalo Bills probably, right? Where they have like an amusement or circus. Like there's this big play area, right? But you're like, if I go around the corner, there's going to be slot machines. I know it. There weren't though.
That would have been hilarious. Pachinko, yeah, Pachinko and slots.
But it was cool. The first thing we did was the most popular thing there. It's a boat ride. I have no fucking idea what the story is. There's this bunny dude that's pretty cool named Cinema Roll. He's like making cinnamon rolls and shit, and then like he gets an invitation to like Hello Kitty's coronation or something. So then the boat ride takes you through all of Hello Kitty's friends as they're getting their invitation to the coronation, and it ends at Hello Kitty's coronation. I guess she's a princess or some shit. I don't know. I don't speak the language. And the second ride was like a car ride. You rent a car from the Hello Kitty with the black hat.
Kurami?
Kurami. I have no idea what happened with that one. I asked my big one, I'm like, dude, what happened? She's like, there's just like Hello Kitty dudes popping out. They're saying some shit. Another one pops out. You're like, all right, cool, I guess. I'm glad that these aren't ticketed rides because I have no fucking idea what's going on.
They give you a quiz at the end, so
right. Like you can buy souvenirs if you can explain what happened.
Right, I'm leaving empty-handed. Thank you.
Souvenir shop is completely full because nobody understands. Even people who understand the language are like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
The third ride they had was Cinema Roll again, and he like built this plane that shrunk, and then like you're flying around. So it's kind of like Star Tours, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and fucking Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters all rolled into one. So you're sitting in this seat. It's a motion seat. It's moving around. You got this light, this magic wand thing. It's like shooting at shit. And then again, you end up at a fucking party and everybody's happy. I don't know what happened.
How long was the wait for these rides?
So when we first came in, the first thing we did was the boat ride, right? It was like 40 minutes. That shit got up to like 2 hours at one point.
Wow. Yeah, wow is right.
Yeah. It's popular. There's a lot of kids there. In the middle, there's a big tree where they do all their live shows. Like this girl was out there dancing and shit. I don't know. It's fun to watch, I guess. I don't know. There's a hamster out there and a fucking rabbit. And like, I guess we had to cheer and clap and dance so she could power her wand up so everybody could go back home, probably to another fucking party. I don't know.
Jack, you should have been on something when you were there because that would have been amazing.
But I mean, they open at 9:30, close at 5. We were there from open till about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I mean, there was enough to do. That also we ate there as a buffet. I had fucking Hello Kitty bao buns that had Hello Kitty's face on them. There were these potato cakes that had Hello Kitty's face on it. They had curry and desserts. It was amazing.
And that was included, or was that?
No, you had to pay separate. But again, Japanese price. It was like 1,000 yen or some shit.
Except you were in Japan, so it didn't cost you anything.
Yeah, exactly. It was the first place we've been to that you just keep getting refills on drinks, finally hydrate. Because at first I was a little adverse to just getting water out of the vending machines that are everywhere. I'm like, why do I have to pay for water everywhere? Because there's no free water anywhere in Japan.
Yep. Yeah.
But luckily, it's all cheap, and it's all at all the vending machines. Every dark alley you go down, you're not going to get raped because homeboy probably just wants to get a Pocari Sweat out of the fucking vending machine.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the thing. So the first night, I bought Lou a Pocari Sweat, and he's like, "Is this Gatorade?" I go, "Nah, it's not like Gatorade." He goes, "It looks kind of like Gatorade." I'm like, "No, it's not Gatorade." He's like, "I hate Gatorade. I'm probably not going to like this." And I'm like, "I think you'll like it because it's good." And then he's like, "Oh shit! This is really good." I love myself some Pocari Sweat.
Water. It was sweet water. And then I think I got Jack. I think I got Jack trying it a couple days later.
I kept seeing it. And I'm like, "Is that shitty good? Like, what is it?" And Lou's like, "No, it's good. It's like a lemon sweet kind of water." I'm like, "Fine, I'll try it." I'm like, "Oh, this shit's legit."
And then you read the little the paragraph that describes what it is, and it was like scraped from the bodies of beautiful people's skin, and then it mixed with it. And you're like,
right.
What's going on right now?
Like, shit. Don't care. It's yummy.
Yep.
I think every time I went to Lawson and I didn't have a bottle, I bought a bottle. There was like I had it on me at all times.
There was always a bottle in the fridge.
Yep, sure the hell was. Hell, I even left a half bottle in the Disney hotel because I forgot it was there. Shit. But yeah, I had it almost every time. Matter of fact, even today, we went to Daiso here in Vegas, and I picked up a bottle.
True story.
Oh, man.
I went back to the cooler. I'm like, Lou, they got it. They got Pocari Sweat back here.
Sure did. And I was like, oh, okay. I nonchalantly just walked around the corner, grabbed it, and went back to the candy aisle.
And ran back to the candy aisle.
Like, can I get a case of this? Where do you guys keep it? But yeah, souvenirs were bought at Hello Kitty Land, obviously, if you know my children. And my wife even, she got a lot too. After Celebration, I was pretty much done buying shit. I did not buy much after Celebration.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
I don't think I did either, actually.
I was just very satisfied with what I bought at Celebration.
Wait. Donkey.
Okay, we'll get to that.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't buy much. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't forget about Donkey.
So again, the theme park was like in a strip mall kind of thing. So they had a Taito arcade. Taito, like the video game company, right? So like, well, let's go check it out, right? And that was the first time we had seen like a bunch of gotcha machines. My little one, that's all she wanted to do the whole time we were there. So we stayed down there. We got a couple. I found the Star Wars one, so I got a Vader out of one of them. But I didn't have a lot of cash change on me that I didn't want to change at that point, so we didn't get too much. And then we took the train back.
I only found one Star Wars gotcha the entire time, and I looked at 100 gotcha machines. Like, I was looking at every single bank that we walked by.
What airport did you fly out of to go home?
I was gonna say
Haneda.
Airport,
bruh. Fifth floor in Haneda departing. They have a whole store. It was just all gotchas. We spent like an hour in there because I was like, cool, I got cash. Let's get rid of it. So.
I thought you guys flew out of Narita. So did you fly out of
Haneda? We flew into Narita. Oh, okay. We flew out of Haneda. So we got to see both of them.
I didn't have, by the time I got there and I had to walk out to my, so first, the first announcement was like, oh, you're going to be at gate 22. And I'm like, oh, that's right here. And then my phone buzzes and it's like, oh, gate change 143. And so I had to walk. It was literally the last fucking gate at the airport, because I'm walking and I'm fucking walking and I'm like, then the stores, like when you get to the point where the stores are closed because nobody's fucking out there, and I'm like, bro, come on. What did I do wrong to end up at the end of every single fucking airport's like
I have my IC card. Where is the train at?
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't have time to like go through the airport and go and do those things because I was just like, I had to walk.
So that reminds me, did you use up your IC balance or cash?
I think I have 200 yen on it. So we did well. What
about cash?
No, I didn't have any cash. I gave you guys all cash.
I was going to say, Travis, you gave me like your last 3,000 or 4,000 yen. I remember that much.
Yep. And then you guys got the money for the hotel. So I paid you guys back for that. So, sorry, Jack. So you,
so we went back after that. That was Monday. I didn't even know what we did for dinner. It might have just been
I remember you texting at like 5:45 and said you were on the train back.
Yeah. I think we just went back after that. I think we did donut and Lawson's for dinner that night.
I thought you said 7-Eleven dinner or Lawson's or something, because you were done. You were done while we were at the bar, I think.
Yeah. And then Tuesday was when we went to Lou had come back by then. So
that was Ueno.
Yeah, so then we went to UNO Park. It was only an hour train ride, which wasn't bad. Everything's about an hour train ride from where we were, honestly. So that was kind of cool. It was like a big-ass park. They had the biggest koi pond I've ever seen in my life. These fish were everywhere. There was a little shrine in there, so we went in there, checked that out.
At the end
of the
your
shoes off?
There was the...
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't step up there.
Was that the one that was like at the end of like the food carts? Like you had to go down this giant, giant row of food carts, and then you're like, oh, the shrine.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the one.
It's a really nice park. I like that park a lot.
Yeah. We walked around a little bit. This motherfucker was walking his monkeys, bro. He had 2 monkeys on a leash. That happened. It was the weirdest thing.
And you didn't send me any pictures.
A little one. She's like, "Can I pet the monkey?" And he's like, "Nah, monkey no like people."
Yep. He did say that. He said it like that, too.
He said, monkey no like.
Bad date.
Yeah, right?
This monkey will fucking poison you.
So then we went into the Natural History Museum.
Tokyo National Museum.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of like shit that they got from China, like a bunch of Buddha stuff. They had stuff in there that was like 35,000 BC, dude. This is probably the oldest thing I've ever laid my eyes on. I mean, it's just like little like tools or some shit, but even the all the carvings and stuff of Buddha and everything are like pretty BC, honestly. Then we got up to the samurai exhibit. That was cool as fuck. I don't know why the swords didn't have handles on them though.
You know what? I thought about that. My guess is if these were older ones that they dug up and not transferred, whatever the case may be, it's because the material just deteriorated and only the metal survived. Yeah. That was my guess.
Yeah.
I think that's a good answer. Good answer.
But that was cool as hell to see like actual katanas and stuff, and
the long sword, the katanas, the short swords, all of it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was disappointed that the one samurai armor they had was a replica, though. I want to see real samurai armor.
Yeah, that sucked. It was cool looking, but I want to see the real stuff.
Motherfuckers at the check-in booth at the airport were fucking checking in swords. Like, they would check it, and they would just put the tag on it, like your bag, and then just put it, like, in a bin that then they would send off to the... I'm like... What the fuck? Like, put it in a box or something, and they're like, "Nah, we just gonna tape. We just tape the handle to the scabbard, and then we fucking just tag it and put it on its way."
Well, those replica ones and all that, you can do that. But I looked into actual katanas, and that would take weeks to months to properly ship. Yeah. There's paperwork you have to fill out, all the stuff you have to do. It was because I was like, I wonder. Yeah, it'd be like $4,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, if you want a Hattori Hanzo sword, you don't fuck around. Like, I mean, he doesn't just do one for anybody. Like, you got to have some vengeance on your mind for him to make you a sword these days.
But yeah, we were at that museum until they closed. Dude.
Yep. Yeah, they kicked us out, dude. And that was just one museum.
Because the motherfucker
we didn't even finish it. We didn't even finish that one museum.
Because the motherfucker in the middle's got to read every sign.
No, little one was my oldest one was like that too. At one point, she just ditched us and did her own thing because she just wanted to take her time and read everything. She's like, no, bye, guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? Strangely enough, in Japan, I didn't feel bad about that. Like, if I lost sight of the girls, I was like, It felt very safe there. Like, even when we were walking around, like, the dark alleys at night and shit looking for food, I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to get raped or anything.
Yeah.
I mean...
Maybe mobbed
by... The dark alleys, that reminded me when Duke was talking about that. I swear, just roaming around, there were alleys inside of alleys inside of alleys. It was crazy. It's a damn maze. You walk down an alley and you turn left. Like, there's another alley. There's more shops down here or restaurants down here. Okay, let me get back to where I came from. Oh, I made a wrong turn. And then another alley with more shops and alcohol. And it's like, what the hell? After a while, especially that Sunday night when I was in Shinjuku, I was like, let me just pull out my map because I don't know where the hell I'm going. I made a wrong turn in one alley. Now I was like, okay, now I'm back to the touristy section. I'm good.
Oh, and the cigar bar. The cigar bar was also really nice.
Oh yeah, that was our second night. Yeah, that was the first stop before the cafe that he knew, the bar that he knew.
Yeah. Sorry. Please go on, Jack. So you spent the day at Ueno and the National Museum of Japan.
And then what do we do? Oh, what do we do after that, Lou?
That's what I was thinking.
That would take you up to Wednesday.
No. I'm trying to finish. What did we do after Tokyo Museum?
Oh, that's when I went to the anime district.
Oh, Akihabara.
Yes.
That's right. We went from Tokyo Museum to Akihabara.
Yes. That was kind of cool.
And there was a donkey there that we went to.
Yes, we went to our first donkey there. It was pretty cool. That song is catchy as hell. It's a tourist trap, though. I mean, they sell junk, honestly. It's
a glorified dollar store, people.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't go there. If you go to Japan, go, for sure.
Yeah.
Go to Shibuya, go to the Mega Don Quixote. 100%.
You guys didn't take me to the Don Quixote.
You left.
Didn't you go to Shibuya?
I didn't go to a Don Quixote, though.
Oh, man, they have the biggest one in all of Tokyo, though. It's the mega one, bro.
Okay.
Bro, your boy held out on you. Yeah. He took you to Shibuya and didn't take you to Mega Donkey?
Wow.
Yeah, he took me to the oil shop.
That he did. You got an oil change instead.
I got a 42-point inspection. And none of those 42 points were my feet, which is what I really wanted done.
I needed a 43-point inspection, and but no, I mean it's cool. It's excessive. I think a lot of stuff in Tokyo, probably Japan in general, is excessive because they like the big showy kind of. But they do have an adult section. Lou and I went in there. I don't think we were old enough to be in there.
Correct. I'm almost 50, and I don't think I was old enough to see the stuff they had in that section.
They had these statues. These girls were covered in cum. I'm like, why would you need a statue of that? But
yeah, so many, replica body parts that you could use. I had never seen that many in one spot, and I lived in Vegas for 15 years. So,
but weirdly, there were no like hentai films or anything. There were no videos. It was weird.
That is a good point. Not much on the videos. It was just stuff like
oils. Excess oils.
I was expecting a whole section of just adult anime, and I was like, I might have bought something if they did, but I didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, how am I going to fit this anatomically correct pair of ass and vagina in my baggage?
Right.
I was not expecting to want to buy this.
Yep.
Yeah, so
this cake.
Wandered. I think there was another Senreal store down there that we went to.
Oh, yeah. Wait, was that day?
Pretty sure it was.
I think you're right. I think it was that night, because I was like, oh, there's the Sanrio Market, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because they were going to close like 30 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that little dinky store. I just waited outside.
Because that's where wife found her nice bag.
Yes. Yeah, she got her little Hello Kitty side purse.
And I picked up for a coworker who's really into karami. They had a Ueno specific keychain that you could only get at that store, so I grabbed it for
her. Shit. I think that was another Lawson's dinner night, or was that the night we went to the sit down place where we had to order from the table? I feel that was
Shibuya, that was the
though.
next night.
Yeah,
that was Shibuya. I thought.
Yeah, I think that was just another.
Or was that KFC? About the buffet? The buffet?
Yeah.
No, you had KFC when I was there, so that wasn't.
Yeah, we had KFC when he was still there.
Monday night, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think that was another Lawson's dinner.
Was that Sunday night when you had KFC?
That might have been Tuesday after that. I don't know. You were there. You're right. You were there, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I remember you guys talking about it.
Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Because you left Sunday.
Because I remember wifey being disappointed in the KFC, if I remember correctly. Like, it did not live up to expectations.
Yeah.
It was Saturday. You're right.
Yeah.
Because we left kind of early from the con.
So yeah, I think it was just another Lawson's dinner that night.
Because you guys hadn't been there yet. I'm like, trust, just come with me. You got to check out this Lawson. And then you guys went after or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of the bomb, wasn't it? Come on.
It was. Yeah.
Way better than 7-Eleven.
I'm like, I could have a tuna mayo onigiri right now, and it's not available.
It's a macaroni salad.
Oh, that macaroni salad was so good. Anything with the mayo, I was all over.
Yeah, so then Wednesday was Shibuya. It was a little rainy that day, so it kind of sucked a little bit.
Yeah, that misty. Did some good shopping, though, on Wednesday.
We went to IKEA, got some meatballs.
And your bag.
Yep. And the bag.
Yep,
got my exclusive purple and gray bag.
Yep. And some exclusive Ziploc bags. They had exclusive
Shibuya
IKEA Ziploc bags. Which was weird.
Sure did. Yeah, then we were on our way to one place, ended up finding the Disney store on accident. Mm-hmm. And that
girls went crazy there.
Jack, I didn't do much shopping after Celebration. I'm like, did you forget about Shibuya?
It wasn't me.
About Donkey.
How much did I buy?
That is fair. That is fair. It was not you.
It was not me. Yeah, no, they didn't have any Star Wars stuff, so I wasn't tripping on it too much.
Oh, the night we went to Skytree, we were walking. There was a giant mall attached to it. There was a place called 212 Kitchen Stuff, I think is what the name of it was. They had a whole Star Wars section that was all exclusives. I picked up a bunch of keychains and magnets and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, they're actually kind of high quality stuff. I got a little reusable bag that has an X-wing on it and stuff. They had a bunch of aprons and like little dishes and stuff like that. I should have picked up some chopstick holders for you guys because I know you're all about that life now. But I do have a friend. I do have a friend who still lives there. So if we want anything, I can message her and be like, "Hey, can you pick that up?" So please.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of not a lot of Star Wars there at Disney Store, Disney itself. It was just like I think we ran into like 4 cups or something. It was not.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was like coffee cups or something. It was
yeah.
But yeah, Shibuya is just a huge shopping district. So yeah, Disney Store, IKEA, the Mega Donkeyoti. Cool people call it Donkey. So if you hear us say Donkey, that's what it is. Because we're cool.
Cat cafe.
Yep. So the girls want to do a cat cafe. So we spent about half an hour up there. It was kind of cool. You put 100 yen in a gumball machine. And you get some treats to feed them. Those cats are all super chill too. Like you could go pet them. They didn't want you picking them up and squeezing them and rubbing them, naming them George. But they had fun. It was a quick half hour though. So I guess that was fun. And then we met Lou over at the Nintendo store, which was crazy. The Pokemon store was even crazier.
Mm-hmm. The line was crazy. Even if I wanted something, I don't know that I wanted to stand in that line to get something.
Yeah. No, a big one was like, hey, they have this plushie. I'm like, we can get it online. She's like, oh no, I just looked it up on my phone. It's not on there. I'm like, I'm not waiting in that line. This store sucks. And it was hot and humid in that store specifically.
Oh, the Pokemon store, right? Yeah. The Nintendo store was fine. Pokemon store was hot, humid, and a line that was probably an hour and a half long.
Yeah. F that noise. So
the Mew at the entrance was pretty badass, though.
He was like in a big old test tube with his arms crossed. It was pretty cool.
And then there was the Capcom store across from those two,
which was just all right. Capcom,
and then a pop-up Minecraft store.
Yep. And I think that's when we went to go eat.
Yeah, that's when we went to this buffet place where there's like a list of 60, 80 items,
like
whatever
a family-style buffet where you just order and they just bring it to the table. Once we figured it out, it was good. At first, it was confusing as hell because nobody spoke American.
And the guy came over to our table and explained it to us.
The guy working in the front. Our waitress didn't help us out for shit. She's like, "What you order? Nothing? Okay, bye." She's like,
she was like not wanting us there at all.
You have a reservation?
No, we don't. We just walked up in that bitch.
That reminds me though a little bit because like every restaurant we pass, there's always somebody out at the door trying to get you to. Obviously, they're yelling whatever they're yelling in Japanese that we didn't understand, but I'm guessing they were just saying, "Come on in to eat" or whatever. But almost every place that I remember walking by, there was always somebody yelling out the door to come eat there. But we were just looking for some place to eat, whatever we could find. And then we saw that list of all this different type of food. It was like, oh, variety. And how much? Like $20 a person? Done.
It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't sushi or anything like super great. Like we were looking for like authentic Japanese kind of. It was good. We ate good. The noodles were good. Chicken was good. Desserts were good.
So it was kind of a bucco de beppo where you'd order something and they would bring out like a big bowl of it that you would share.
Yeah.
Sort of, because some of it was like between 2 and 4 pieces of something, so you'd have to get multiple orders of something if you wanted.
But you could because it was all covered, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's all. So if we wanted, this only comes in 2 pieces. Well, we want 8 pieces, so we'll just get 4 orders of it. And that's how you ordered it too. You put each item had a number, so you wrote the item number down, and then dash how many orders of that you wanted. So it was pretty straightforward. Yeah. Once we got the hang of it after that first 10 minutes. It was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Then it was a matter of just get what you like at that point.
It was good though. I liked it.
And
I would the first times we ate like now that I get it,
a restaurant,
and we're on Wednesday now, right?
Yeah, that was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Because was that your transfer day?
Shibuya.
Was that your transfer day going to Disney, moving from the hotel?
No. We still got to stay there Wednesday night. No. We did have to go to Disney that night.
That was because Tuesday we luggage forward that morning or something like that.
Yeah. That must have been that afternoon because your luggage was still in the room when I left. So it must have been Tuesday night, Wednesday morning when you did it.
That's what we're talking about. The Shibuya was Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday morning we did luggage forwarding, did Shibuya, and then went to go to the Disney hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was a super nice hotel. It was big.
It was.
Had good shower water pressure.
Bigger bathrooms, that's for sure. The toilet was separate from the sink area, which is separate from the closet shower tub area.
So they had a water closet.
Yes.
Nice.
And honestly, I don't remember seeing one of those since I was in Japan 40 years ago. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. That was a super nice hotel. And then our luggage got there.
We'll have to get to that next. It's already an hour 40 in.
Yeah, it is.
So Disney and Celebration will be next week.
And
one or the
we'll
other.
See. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how Celebration.
6 months from now, we're going to be like, okay, so next week's going to be Celebration.
No, next week is Celebration because for
May 4th weekend.
But
and
also,
then we'll get back into this stuff.
Yeah, also pseudo Disney because we need Lou's experience in Japan.
Yes, yeah,
we'll get to that after next week. We'll do that like the May 11th week.
Yeah, we'll get into his World Fair and all that. And
because I had Sunday night Killing Time in Shinjuku, so we'll get to all that in a couple weeks. Unless we finish, I don't think we're going to finish Celebration in one episode. So
we might.
We'll see.
Again, I was anticipating longer. I mean, again, you guys were there for really 2 days out of 3. Like
yeah,
really, that's really
2 days were involved. That last day was just last minute pickup stuff,
which you probably could have done on Saturday had you pushed it, but whatever.
Probably,
But we'll talk about that next week. So when Lou is at home, dealing with his second bout of jet lag.
Oh man. I don't know. I'll have 4 days to recover. When I leave back tomorrow. Should be okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. If I get to sleep, get up, head to the airport. Work on Tuesday.
I will tell you, getting to sleep isn't bad. It's the waking up that you go to, like last night, I went to bed at midnight, was feeling tired, was like, good, I'll sleep until my alarm goes off at 9. Woke up, was like, all right, well, I'm awake. Look, 5:30. Motherfucker.
Dude, this morning I woke up at 4. Yeah. 4:15.
Wide awake. You're like,
I was up until about 6:30, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. But when I woke up again at a couple times, 10, 11, whatever, I was still tired. I would sleep another 4 hours and still be tired.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wake up just because I had to pee, which I don't understand how. I didn't drink anything.
Old man bladder.
For real.
So, cool. All right, boys. Have yourselves a good week. Lou, good luck getting home. Mm-hmm. Glad you guys made it home okay.
All right. We'll
folks. Thanks. We'll finish and get you the rest of our journey over the next couple of weeks.
Yep. Stay tuned. To be continued.
Next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.